Okay, guys. Okay, guys. We're live.
Cool.
Um, Adrian, can you hear me? Adrian, partner, can you hear me? So how are you doing tonight, Mister Swords?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm
Good.
just waiting for my other gentleman to unmute his mic
Okay, cool.
because I guess he was.
Oh, all right. Now we're all here.
Good
Okay.
evening, gentlemen.
Hello, sir.
This is this is this is Mister Swords, the one that is going to got us pictures and videos.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Schwartz.
Yes, sir. I'm Adam. That's you can keep it very casual, but yeah, for sure. Yeah. No.
Oh,
My son is at UF now, so he took some pictures and videos of the game yesterday. So he just sent me those for our. But I watched it, but I wasn't there.
so so how are you guys doing tonight? Let's m- break this game down.
All right. Well, this game was a whole lot easier to watch than the last one.
So, um, Mister Swords, why don't you kick us off
Mhm.
and
Okay.
tell me your thoughts of the
Yes, sir.
game.
Of course.
Why my other other gentleman fixes
Yeah, his
his
connection.
his connection.
Okay. So yeah, the story is that the last game was awful, as we know, and Graham Mertz got hurt. So this game was the first chance for our true freshman quarterback, who everyone thinks is going to be like
Yes.
amazing, amazing. This was his chance to actually get to play, and he looked amazing, amazing. So
Uh, hold on.
yeah,
Uh, why my partner agent fixes his camera? Partner, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. I think because we got an overcast and it's been raining on and off. Maybe that's what's going on with the internet. But
mm,
it looked pretty
So,
bad out here, man. Like it might rain again.
mm. Where are
um,
you?
Ocala.
Oh, okay. So you're right up near there. That's cool.
so
Yeah, yeah. I'm in this area, but it just different parts of town. It may rain on this side and not on that side. So,
Totally. No, no, I'm down south. I'm in Boca. So yeah, my weather and yours are
oh,
always,
okay.
yeah, they'll always be a little bit different. But
go,
yeah, you guys get a nice
Oh,
winter.
yeah.
You guys get a nice, beautiful winter. We don't.
uh,
Oh, yeah.
go,
Yeah.
um, go ahead, Mister. Oh, Adam,
There you go.
t-
Even better.
tell
Mhm.
tell tell us what you thought about the game again,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So the last game was painful. This game was exciting. So we played a team that we should have beaten by a lot of points, but our team looked so bad last week that nobody knew if that was going to happen. The reason it was so exciting, though, is because our true freshman quarterback, who, I mean,
Okay.
everyone's been hearing more and more and more about, like how
Uh-huh.
he is like the next amazing quarterback in Gator history. He came in
Yeah.
and he looked a lot like it. So, and that was his first start ever. So, a lot of
Okay.
reason for excitement.
So, go, go ahead, Adrian. Give us your
Man,
thoughts about the game. Um, why why I why I get up the score for us.
all
So
right. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mr. Adam, he alluded to it, man. It was night and day. It was night and day. Um, Man, they said that this kid was top of his class. He was the number 8 recruit in the nation. And everybody from Texas, when you look at the forums over there in Texas from his high school and all that he did over there, it just kind of transitioned right over to Florida, man. And it was the same exact thing that they said he was doing in practice. They say he was lighting it up in practice, and in practice, you're gonna throw picks and stuff like that. But man, even Billy alluded to it. He said when it was something to play for, it was like a light just kind of turned on in his head, and then when it was go time, he lit it up. So you got somebody that's kind of in that Tebow esque role to
Hmm.
where he may not be the sexiest practice player, but when it's game time, he turn it on and lights it up. And
Yeah.
it's just funny, man, because this kid, he was the Gatorade player of the year. He was the high school player of the year. He in a Gatorade commercial with top athletes and so I was saying, if he in these commercials, and he with all this talent and this fame, then the kid truly must be something special. Now we know that Tim Tebow was a generational talent, but I think that we may be looking at another generational talent in DJ. Um, you know, my only concern is I heard a few things that Steve Adazio, one of our former offensive linemen coaches, said a long time ago, you know, when he was coaching with Urban, and he was saying that he didn't like how, you know, DJ footwork, it was raw, and that his drop back sequence and stepping up in the pocket was good, but his drop back, he wasn't taking a full, 3 to 5 step drop backs and all, and I'm like, okay, I get that. We're talking about a freshman quarterback, fresh out of high school,
hold on.
you know, of course he gonna be a little raw, and of course he gonna be, um, new to the nuances of playing quarterback at the collegiate level. But man, I'm telling you, Steve Adazio, he didn't hold anything back. Every chance he got to put a shot in at Florida, he didn't miss an opportunity to stick it to us. So he didn't do us no favor by him being on the broadcast crew. Because I'm telling you, if you wasn't in the stadium and you was watching it on TV, man, he was sticking it to us left and right. He was laying us out. But
Yeah.
DJ, oh man, even he said it though. Last time he seen anything like that was when Tim Tebow was there.
Mm.
So we dealing with a generational talent. Question is, will we get to see it?
Yeah.
Um, and 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 I agree with you guys 100%. The um, they had some 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 penalties at the beginning of the game that they but they they did it good.
Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
this was a much more like refined machine looking of a team, but playing against, way, way, way lesser talent. So next week will be a very different story.
Um, and
Oh
then
yeah.
and again, guys, you know, uh, um, you 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 gotta remember our our quarterback is out with a con- concussion.
Yep,
Um, and and D and DJ Lagway really did a good job this weekend.
definitely. Yeah, now
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
the the question is, what does the coach do? Because the fans already at this point, everyone wants Lagway to play, and like even the ones that like Mertz, and I mean, because some just don't, but even the ones that like Mertz, like it's kind of hard to argue with the way Lagway's arm looked. Like he makes throws, Mertz can't. So, but the coach is probably
Man.
going to show loyalty to Mertz because he's a senior and because he came back and he's trying to get drafted. And Lagway's got all these years to, to grow and do whatever. But I think if the coach is loyal to Mertz, there's a chance we lose more games than we would, and there's a chance the coach loses his job. So it's really like it's almost a decision of the coach whether he wants to prioritize Mertz's career or his own,
Yeah, man, I totally agree with that.
right?
Of
That's what I was saying, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if we get to see that talent. And that's what I was afraid of. I say,
Yeah,
man, I heard one of the guys from High Top,
yeah,
and he was saying that he said, man, uh the only thing that would make Billy reconsider about starting Mertz for the Texas A&M game or DJ is if DJ go out and throw for 500 yards, and he was just joking around.
right, yeah.
And
And he
so
was
I
44
can't
short.
wait. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
wait to hear what he gonna say when he say, "Well, I was just joking. I
yeah,
didn't think he was literally gonna go out and throw for 450 something yards."
yeah. You
And
realize
so,
that was 27 yards less than the all-time Florida record in all of the years of football, and it was Lagway's first start. Like, and we've played other weak teams. Like, I started at Florida during the Steve Spurrier years where we were scoring 50, 60 points like it was nothing. So even those teams, Mertz is only 27 yards off the all-time record in his first start. I mean, the future is bright with that kid. And yeah, it's a really hard decision because Mertz is a good guy, it seems. He came back, the team loves him, the coach loves him. Like people I've spoken to even that have met him and know him, great humble guy, like he doesn't deserve this, but if you're the coach, your job is to win football games. And DJ Lagway gives you a better chance.
um, can you guys see the the score all right
Can we
on
see it?
my
Yes. Yeah, for sure. It was 45-7. Yep.
um and 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 tell us why my gentleman fixes his co- connection.
Hmm.
Uh, what was he? Even though you didn't go to the game, so did you watch it on TV or
I
did
did.
you
Yes. Yeah. Every minute of it.
and 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 what was s- s- some of the things that you liked about the game?
Well, I think that the biggest thing that was good about this one is in the past, our offenses looked very boring. Like just run, throw a 2 yard pass, run 2 yard pass, like that kind of thing. And having Lagway in the game, they threw like a lot of long passes, and they hadn't done that. So I'd say the best part of the game was watching that offense open up and see taking shots downfield and completing them. So I'd say that was the most exciting part.
Oh yeah, man, I have to agree with that 100%, man,
Mhm.
because once again, just watching the Miami game, Jesse Palmer, one of the Florida quarterbacks, one that played up under Spurrier, noticed what the fun and gun is all about,
Mhm.
and he ended up transferring down to Miami, and he came back and beat the team that he played for with the team that he got beat by.
Mhm.
So, you know, that's a catch 22 all in and of itself. And yet, he even Jesse said it. And this broke my heart. It broke my heart to be a lifelong Gator fan for him to say, watching the Florida offense, it's just not fun anymore. He
Mhm.
say, ain't nothing fun about watching Florida football. And Billy got to find a way to make football fun again for the fans, and for the culture and for the players. I mean,
That
if
is
you look
football
at,
gospel.
yes, and if
Yeah.
you just look at the body language of the receivers, the running back, I
Mhm.
seen defensive, I seen 5 wide receivers standing in front of Billy Napier, waiting to go get in the game.
Mhm.
I say, look at that. I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, look at that. Those guys standing in front of Billy asking, is it my turn?
Mhm.
Can I go in? Me next, coach. Like everybody wanted to get in on that. And as much as Billy may not want to admit it, because they saying he was being really, really coy after the game
Mhm.
about, how he was gonna play the quarterbacks, you cannot deny the effect that DJ got on these players. Because if you look at the past 3 Heisman Trophy winners at Florida, every last one of them was a man of God. Every last one of them was deep in the faith, believed and trust in God. And you got a young man, young 18-year-old young man that was raised right. He believed in God, he trusts in God, he's poised, he done succeeded at every level since the 10th grade. He been playing varsity football and it was never too much. Man, I mean, this is the second coming of a Tim Tebow. And I really believe that we got to ride this wave. Every other country, every other school in the country that's got a freshman quarterback that's a dynamic quarterback, they playing,
Mhm.
except for Arch Manning. But I
Yeah.
mean, he got a pretty good quarterback in front of him.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure. Yeah.
you got to let him play. But I mean, I got all the love in the world for Graham Mertz and everything that he did for the program, everything that he sacrificed, the hits, the concussion, the broken collarbone. Man, I love this dude. It's just, Graham, we going to have to share the rock. I know this is a contract year for you. I know you want to make it to the league, but you need help and you got the if you want to make it to a championship or the playoffs, we gotta accept all the help we can get because this defense need time to gel. This offense need time to gel. And if that mean a running quarterback, dual threat quarterback can come in and help out and toss a couple TDs while he at it, I mean, come on. Do it for the culture, man. Do it for the university. You're already doing it. So and save yourself a concussion.
Totally. You know what else? The thing about Lagway that makes this like the best story of all, and you touched on it, the 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 demeanor of this kid,
Yeah.
like the class, and like I mean, because athletes come in all different shapes and sizes and types
Mhm.
and whatever. His parents are like super involved in his life, and they're like, and they seem
Yes.
like just good quality people. And when he
Yep.
spoke, like, because I saw his press conference, and so
Hmm.
humble, and like just a guy that you can see that he's got a bright future, a guy that you can see is passionate about football, a guy that you can see like works hard even though he's really good, because he knows if he's really good and he works hard he can be amazing, and that's the goal. Like, I mean, there's nothing you can't really like about this kid, because he
Mm, mm,
was
mm, mm.
raised right, he does life right. He's just like, he just, yeah, he's a really like just an amazing personality to go with that drive, to go with that athleticism and that size.
Oh yeah.
We struck gold.
So
Yeah, we struck gold.
all the way around, um, I think the Gators did did great
Yes, sir.
yesterday night. Although the um, penalties did c- come back to haunt them,
Agreed.
but
Yeah, and the
Agreed.
penalties have been a problem for
overall
some time.
it was a great game, and 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 uh, what do you guys see that the Gators need to do to improve their 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 do, do you know what I mean?
Yes,
To
sir.
to improve their their mistakes of
So I heard a story this week during a podcast, and it was about how during Urban Meyer's years, they were running these sprints, and they were supposed to run like 10 or 20 or whatever, and they did. And then whoever the assistant coach was said, "All right, start over." And they were like, "Wait, what?"
Mm.
And he was like, "Start over." And he goes, "I told you guys exactly what I wanted, and I'm not seeing it. Start over." And he goes, "I want everyone's hand behind the line, and on the count of whatever, everyone go and give it your all. Nobody take it easy." They would like sniff out if you weren't giving it your all, right? And they would just keep on punishing, like keep going until everyone gives it their all. So finally, they kept redoing more and more and more and more. And Eric Wilbur, our former punter, noticed that Derek Harvey, an edge we had, his hand was on the line, and so they made them rerun those sprints over and over and over until they figured out what was going wrong. And it was as simple as a guy having his finger on the chalk instead of behind. And the attention to detail and the discipline that those teams had doesn't seem present in these teams. And that kind of like almost, I don't even know how to say, like gladiator kind of like mentality and discipline. That's how you beat a Georgia, an Alabama, a Ohio State. Right now, it's just not like that. He's just teaching guys good fundamentals and to be good human beings, and that stuff's great. But I think that keeps us out of the top five, and that just makes us a good, respectable program. And I don't know if that's what the Gator fans, self included, want.
No, no. Yeah, man. I definitely share that same sentiment, man. I did hear about that from on a podcast. I don't know where I heard it at,
Mhm.
but I do remember hearing about that same particular story. And I think for me
what
though,
is
I think what Brian Kelly wanted from his team is what I want from my team.
Yeah.
That killer instinct, that killer mentality. Learn how to finish opponents when you got them right where you want them. Learn how to finish them. We
Yep.
had a golden opportunity against Miami. I mean, they came to your house, they're in your backyard. You've been training 8 months, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11 something months, trying to get ready for this game. The workouts, the 6 a.m. runs, and all of this and all of that, just to come out flat. To hear the players, Costel and Shamar and the other guys just say, we just didn't have the juice. That to me is not a killer's mentality. Not in
Totally.
the form of violence, but in the form of gladiator, like he was referring to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta have that gladiator mentality. I
Yeah.
know who do got the gladiator mentality. We seen it yesterday. I mean, the way he was getting his team riled up, the way he was holding guys accountable, man, I'm telling you, it was Tim Tebow 2.0. He was in the
Mhm.
face of linemen, he was in the face of receivers. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We not finna go out here and play around and get ourselves hurt by taking Samford for granted, and that's when injuries happen, when you go half the way instead of
Totally.
all the way,
True.
and so I really do respect what DJ did. And just because a guy is older than you, don't mean that, you still can't be a leader,
Hmm.
because everybody can learn something from somebody else, regardless of age. In order to lead, you first got to learn how to follow. And if this young man been following Graham all off season since January, I
Totally.
mean, since January, this guy you could see it on the field. He was just as poised, if not more poised than Cam Ward was,
Mhm.
because he at home, he's comfortable. He comfortable in his own skin. He in the swamp. He done scrimmaged in the swamp. He familiar with field placement, ball placement from this stripe to that stripe. And when you playing in your own backyard, I'm finna light you up because
Mhm.
you in my backyard. And that's the mentality that the team brought with them, and to finish this off, I would like to see the defense have that same killer mentality. It's got to be a killer instinct. Either you got it or you don't. Either you're a Gator or you're not. I mean, a
From
lot
your
of those
mouth to their
guys,
ears. Yes, for sure.
you know, I mean, where's the effort? And when you get tangled up with a Gator, when he bites you and he locked those jaws, a death roll is coming behind it.
Mhm.
Where is the death roll? DJ got the death roll. I
Mhm.
know he got the death roll. And I see a lot of the young guys, they got, where is my senior, my red shirt juniors? Where's the death roll?
Mhm.
Only thing they missing is a death roll. Where is it at?
Yeah, our lines are just not playing like you described, like we said before, with that killer instinct. And that's where you have to really dominate. Like Miami's line
Yeah,
was holding us like they were a brick wall we were trying to get through. We were barely moving.
it was a brick
And
wall. Yeah,
yeah, and so now, like you said, I think we've got more than sufficient talent on defense, even with the injuries that we've
yes.
sustained, that next week, if we are coached properly and they play with the amount of effort that they need, there's no reason we don't beat Texas A&M. But
Oh
if they
yeah.
come out like they did in game 1, then I think Billy
Oh,
gets fired, should be fired, and I give up like because there's enough talent. It's coaching and effort, and as the head coach, you're in charge of all of that. So if they come out and they get humiliated like that again, then I mean, he's just doing something wrong. He can't fix it. If we win this game,
mm,
I give him the benefit of the doubt that let's see, maybe we started terribly. We learned our lesson. I had a lot of belief in him before that game. I thought this
oh
season
yeah.
we would be good. I thought he'd make everyone regret doubting him. I had a lot of faith in us this off season, and then it all disappeared Monday. I mean, last week. So
So
In a
anyway,
twinkling of an eye.
Yes, Alex, tell
Um,
us.
it's it's a it's a it's a great point, gentlemen. Um, I think if the Gators can clean up their penalties, like like Billy Napier uh, said on one of his press com- conferences um, last night. He's upset about th- those penalties because they keep keep on making m- mistakes. So
Yeah. Yeah, and the penalties that he is getting so angered by are the ones that are easy to control, like late hit on the quarterback and stuff like that. You know, I mean, a
so
hold here and there or whatever is one thing, but they're
Yeah.
undisciplined penalties, and he's getting mad about that because in a big game that costs you. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. It's the discipline, penalties that you can't control that's holding them guys back, man. Um, I just with the defense, they took a step forward, with the aggression. I felt
Agreed.
like the aggression needed to be more intense, and I do believe that Ron Roberts is the man to help this defense because he's the creator of this defense that they run, and I
It
think
seemed such it yeah, it seemed so sure he was going to have a really drastic
yeah,
impact.
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. What I noticed when the young players got in, they was way more hungry, way more ferocious, jumping
Agreed.
over guys, pushing
Yeah.
guys out. And I'm like, is this the second and third string defensive players? I mean, the effort that those guys playing with is
Hmm.
contagious. I
Agreed.
seen Miles Graham in there, Aaron Childs pushing guys out the way. Hey, uh-huh. Yeah, I seen them in there. They was pushing guys out the way. And
Yeah.
so, I was like, man, this is how it's supposed to be done.
Agreed. And Gates
Hmm.
looked great. He was all over the place. Aaron
Oh
Gates,
yeah. Oh
he looked
yeah.
great. And that guy
Yes,
George
he
Gums,
did.
like if you hear his story, it's a great story, and he really had an
Yes.
impact. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's some
Yeah.
exciting
From what I
players.
can hear, man, a lot of people was telling me that they felt like Gums was the player of the game on defense. Like he was moving better than Aaron, than Boone. I can't think his first name, but Boone,
Justice. Yeah.
Justice Boone, Sap, and now seriously did his thing. He on the other end and he played a different position. But out of that position group right there, those particular guys, I think that I think Gums is the guy. And
Mhm.
not only Gums, but I would like to see more of the defensive tackle Taylor, the other JUCO transfer.
Oh yeah,
So
Bryn
y'all
or
have a
something.
good
Brian
day.
Bryn.
Y'all have a
Yeah.
good night. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Brian,
Yeah.
Brian,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of Brian as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. For
Because
sure.
just with the little bit of playing time that those guys hungry, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we not the coach, we don't see every practice or whatever, but it's some guys, like I said earlier, I alluded to it. Some guys are not good practice players,
Hmm.
but when the lights come on, and that's what Tebow was. They
Hmm.
say Tebow was one of the worst practice quarterbacks ever. But when the lights came on, this dude transformed and turned into a superhero.
Yeah.
Like he just put the cape on and say, "Ride with me. I take you to the promised land."
Totally.
So I don't know, man. Maybe we need to ride with DJ. Not saying, and I told my wife, I'm not saying that I want him to start. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I just want to see Billy put him in like they did with Tebow. Give him a couple of drives early. Don't wait
Yeah.
till the third quarter. Do it
That
like
is,
Maya did. Put
listen,
him
that's
in when
gonna
the game counts.
that's you know why that's absolutely gonna happen? Two reasons, right? Number one, the fans are screaming for it, right? And number two, he can get away with doing it because Mertz, he was hurt and he missed a lot of practice, and
Yes.
so he can
Yes.
sell it that it's not like it's not him selling out Mertz for Lagway. He can sell it
That's
like, all
right.
right, well, he had success. Mertz was hurt. Like I'll play them both because that seems right. And that way he's not a bad guy and he doesn't have to pick sides. And then he'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And we,
But I
we
think you're right.
both
That
know
will
Billy
happen.
not a bad guy.
Right.
We
Right.
know he ain't a bad guy because he done already played what 20, he done played 30 something defensive players in one game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we know that you're gonna give people they due reward just by how hard they go in practice. He said it himself. These guys earned these snaps. So
So
we all see that DJ earned those snaps. Use both of them to the best of your ability. You are offensive. You want to call yourself a guru or whatever you want to call him, But he's supposed to be this innovative offensive mind that was on the cutting edge
look like
10,
that on
10,
look like
15
that
years
on
ago.
look like that on week one, right, Billy, with his play calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, he transformed. He transformed back into, I'm gonna call it safe. He called the game safe. And so that
Yeah.
was my next question to y'all. My next question to y'all was, how did you feel about them first 5 plays that they came out with on offense?
Atlas.
Um,
Atlas.
um, that's that's a that, that's a great point, guys. The 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 plays were like to
Next one.
me, I don't know
Well, that
if
says it all right there.
I don't know if they needed to to throw the ball more, or
Yeah, and
do
that's
you do you see what I'm saying, guys?
yeah, that's why this game
Hmm.
was so different than the last one. Is they did try downfield shots this time. And the other time against Miami, they barely tried at all. They did a few times and Mertz was off, but they didn't try much. With Lagway, they opened it up and they threw a lot more and it worked. And so,
And and uh, like I was this this discussing with you all on episode one of this season, and I it it loaded this to Asian. Uh, we on the first game we played like a like we didn't want to play, and we looked like a
Hmm.
Sun Belt team. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, 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 mm,
true.
mm, 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 mm. I mean, it's true. My thing is this: the only issue I got with the first five or so plays that Billy called every single game is the same thing that Miami defensive coordinator said in his press conference.
I
He
told
said
my
we
son
went
about
back
that.
and
He
looked
almost
at
lost
look
his mind. Yeah.
yeah, and he said he went back and looked at all the tape of Florida. The first 5 to 7 plays in each game at the beginning of the game, they looked at 10. They said Billy ran 6 of the 10 plays that he had ran in the past previous 8, 9, 10, 12 games. He ran 6. 6 of those 10 plays.
The
So
ones
when
that
they
they
seen
had
them on third
practiced and
down,
stuff. Yep, yep,
they
yeah.
say when we seen them line up, we knew we had them stopped. They didn't know it, but we knew that they finna punt this ball back to us because they
It's
don't
like
even
sending.
know
It's
we've
like
been
send.
practicing for this for 8 months.
It's like sending your plans to commit a crime to the police department.
Yeah,
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 like
and it was just embarrassing, man.
yeah.
Did, did you guys hear what I was trying to say earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Which about throwing more? What do you mean exactly?
Um, that that on the first game of the season, they look like a Sun Belt team,
Oh yes,
like
yeah.
me
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you won't get no argument out of me about that.
Agreed.
like like
I
me
agree.
like me and Adrian said last year on episode 1 of Gator Talk before you came on, Mr. Adam. It
Yeah.
it it looks, you know, it looks like co- compared to, you know, last year's to, to, to this year's team, it's like what is g- going going on with this year's team? I mean, are they, are they in it to, win every game or not? You
Mm,
know,
yeah.
This.
Well, if I had to say so, Alex, I think, everybody want to win every game, right? You don't never go into and as a former football player, we never go into a game saying we gonna lose. Not that we done got in games where the other team was better than us. But, the one thing we all agreed on was that we was finna go out here and fight for each other. Yeah, they probably is gonna beat us. But you know what? We finna go out here. We gonna be physical. We gonna be aggressive. We gonna run the ball. We gonna throw the ball. We gonna do what we do. And even if our best is not enough to win this game, we still gonna give it our best. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather go to war with 2 or 3 men that I know I can trust than to go to war with 12 or 13 people that's gonna tuck tail and run away from the fight. I take 2 or 3 over 12 or 13 any day.
Yeah. Guys, I'm so sorry. Like, remember, I said I had to be out at 7:30, but I'm still here at 8 because I'm loving talking to you guys. But I do have to run now, guys. I'm sorry to cut it short, but I really enjoyed talking to you guys.
um,
Oh yeah,
it's
oh yeah, oh yeah.
it's nice talking to you, Mr. Adam.
Cool.
I hope that you will join us on the next episode. But
Yes, sir.
but give us your thoughts on what the Gators have to do to prepare for this next game ahead before you go.
So quickly, I guess, you know what? Brandon Spikes is on the coaching staff, and Brandon Spikes was on the last team that we had that killer instinct we've been talking about. I say
Oh yeah.
you let him lead a few meetings this week. I say you let him uh, lead by example on some stuff. I say you have him show some videos of the ways that they used to do it. I mean, I think maybe that turns it up and gives them some more fire. But just a
Oh
thought.
yeah. Hmm.
Well, A- Adrian, do you feel the same, the same, the same way as as Adam?
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I say, man, before we wrap this up, it's been a pleasure talking with you, Mr. Adam, and
Yes, sir.
we look forward to doing this again. And yeah, man, I'm just gonna piggyback off what you said. You want the old players to come in, allow them to come in, but accept constructive criticism. Ain't nobody here trying to tell you how to do your job. Accept constructive criticism and let these guys learn at a championship level. Even if they can't do it, still expose them to it. I'm with you on that, Adam.
For sure, for sure. Gentlemen, have a beautiful night, all right? You guys take care. See you
All
soon.
right, you take care too. All
All
right,
right.
see you.
God bless. Yep.
All right.
Okay, thank you again, Mr. Adam. And Adrian, what is your keys of this next gamer head for this 2024 Gator team this year? What are you looking forward to at the in the next game? When we
Uh,
when we play this next opponent, man, go ahead.
yep. And so once again, Alex, like I said, I'm gonna piggyback off what Mr. Adams said, man. You got championship pedigree in the building. Accept the criticism from the championship pedigree, and just try and keep a positive mindset when people try and tell you what they see. You know, um, my keys to the game for next week is an aggressive defense. Impose your will. Find your death roll. Find your death roll. Find your death roll. Once you find your death roll, then you can take a piece of the meat and you can eat. You can bite all you want to, but if you can't rip off a limb, how you gonna swallow? Find your death roll, and that is my keys to the game for Texas A&M. Alex, it's been a pleasure, man. I know we up against the break. It's been 48 minutes, so I'm gonna have to get up out of here myself. I got people waiting on me as well. Um, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. So that's why I made sure I got on and chatted with you guys for a while.
Oh,
But
oh,
like I
I'm
said,
sorry. I
before I
didn't
get
know
out of
you.
here, oh no, 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 you good, you good. It's just I had fun. I don't regret anything. I do appreciate y'all reaching out, man, and I look forward to next Saturday at 7. And before we get out of here, what's your keys to the game so that way I don't leave you hanging?
Well, my keys to the game is we need to go go out there and play like we never played before and work as a team. Because if they don't work as a team and keep on with those penalties, man, it's gonna throw you off, you know.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
um,
Okay. Well, that's cool.
um, and again, thank you, Adrian, for doing this, and I'm and
Thank
I'm
you.
glad and
Thank
I'm
you.
glad that we had Mr. Adams to to um to give his perspective of the game, and I look forward to doing this episode 3 with you next week. Um,
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. And as always, go Gators.
Go
Have
Gators,
a
man.
blessed day, my friend. We love you, man.
I love you too.
All right.
Thanks.
I'll see you next week, Lord willing.
And again, go Gators.
Go Gators.
And again, guys, this was episode 2 of Gator Talk. Join us for episode 3, where we break down the Gators versus um I think it's the the Tex the Texas A and M. But until we see you next Saturday with another episode of this um season, games ahead. Un- until then, guys, have a great night. Like Adrian and me should say, go Gators, and and hang in there, Gator fans, and we'll see you next week. As we link up again, um, next week. On behalf on behalf of my guest Adrian Green, on behalf of my guest Adam Adam Swords, we say good night and God bless you, and go Gators. Okay. All right. Let me let me let me stop this real quick. Hold on, guys. And
Call the RS and rescue rooter. Well, stop your drain and keep you cooler. If your heat goes out, just give us a call. We'll have you warm and toasty in no time at all. If you want clean air that's fresh and cooler, the RS and rescue rooter. Call the RS and rescue rooter.